That show was very unsettling for me. I couldn't watch it. I didn't want to be around it. I asked him, don't write me in. Please write me out of most of this.
Give me a bite, please. Please. Don't just stand there. Help me grovel.
Well, Daddy, I guess he could keep his bike downstairs in the garage.
Yeah, Dad, and there's plenty of safe places to ride in the park. And as far as strange people go, I mean, they're everywhere. We've got one living in our apartment.
It was unsettling because I had myself gone through that. And watching it happen on the show, it was like reliving that all over again. I was reliving that whole thing all over again.
Maybe we better not let your dad know about the bike. In fact, maybe it would be best if you didn't even mention, that you came back here and I gave you all this ice cream before dinner. Why don't we just make it our little secret, huh?
You know something, Mr. Horton? You're sneaky.
Sneaky?
Yeah, I'm getting a whole new respect for sneaky.
This is what happened in my life. And they didn't know about it.
You know something, Arnold? I really like you. I really like you. You and I are going to have a lot of good times together.
Shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, name of His only begotten Son, name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida, and I want to give double honors. Shalom to the 144,000 as well, and the elect scattered abroad. Real quick, I want to go into this video, man. All right, it's about some documentaries, and Lord willing, I can tag them in the description box. Going into this wicked ass world, man. In this satanic industry that is constantly being pushed here. First, let me go here. Oh, but this one is called An Open Secret. All right, and there's another one. But let me grab this real quick. All right, let's go here. It says Slovakia. Let's go here. Profane. It says Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. And in these documentaries, which I advise you to watch, this is just gonna be a quick one in the spirit. Directing you to these documentaries. Here we are in the in the year 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, as the Elder Apostle Har has coined it. And there's a lot of things that's being exposed, and that's going to start coming to the light and coming back to the light. All right, about this world, this America, the people that are in this place, and how wicked they are. All right. But I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately, and I figured I'll shine some light on these ones because it's very sick. But it pretty much goes into Hollywood and that industry, and how you have all these child actors who end up getting pretty much groomed and great in that world. All right, it's a sick world. I saw a video the other day. Somebody said how pretty much all these actors and celebrities and stuff like that, they pretty much have to prostitute themselves to get jobs and roles, in hopes of accomplishing their dreams to be rich and famous. They have to prostitute themselves, and you have parents that even prostitute their children, sending them to these and the children get emancipated. And they pretty much send them off with these random, predators, these random, label execs or managers or, these people that work in that industry. You have these modeling agencies and whatnot, and they send them off, their children off with these people, thinking that they can trust these people, but really these people are, destroying these children and have been destroying children for years. And watching these videos, it's a lot of, Um, it pretty much, Nickelodeon, Disney, all these pretty much major platforms where, that we watched as children. The Lord had it where, you know, He kept us from all this madness. But in that world, and growing up, you aspired, you were aspiring to be, you know, one of the people on the TV. But you now we find out the people on that TV, those kids that was in those TV shows and whatnot, they was living the life of hell. And then they grow up, like you saw the guy Willis. He looks completely, distraught as an older man because of what happened to them when they were younger. All right, so I don't want to say too much. I'll leave the rest for you to be, for you to watch. If you decide to watch these documentaries, like I said, I'll link them in the description box. Let me go back here real quick.
How long have I been telling y'all to
So
claim this free $16,800 a year? Anyone can get this even.
This is about this guy, Brian Singer. All right, I just watched
According to the Wall Street Journal, since Disney acquired Marvel in 2009,
this guy right here, Brian Singer, who directed,
making
this guy,
a phone call that
Total
he too,
Sicko. This guy has not faced any, legal, he hasn't faced any repercussions for what he's did really. But this guy's a total mo. He was abusing a lot of those kids, man. All right, and this guy's a well-known director, and he directed X-Men 1 and 2, Superman Returns, what is it, Rhapsody Bohemian or Bohemian Rhapsody or whatever. There's a few things, well-known things that this devil had a huge part in directing. So let me go here because all these things are now coming to the light, and you devils gonna have hell to pay, man. Like I said, this is something to definitely watch, take heed of. A lot of people they think that they want to put their kids into acting or some type of entertainment business, and it's not worth it. Look at this guy Orlando Brown as well. That guy coming out and talking, but you see how fucked up he is. A lot of these child stars who we watched growing up, some of us that are a little younger, you might have watched these particular shows, growing up, and a lot of those child stars were being molested on those sets, man. And now they're all fucked up. Hey, look at Raven Simone. She got all type of demons on her, but this is why. So it says Luke chapter 8 verse 17. For there is nothing secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not come abroad. And these things were kept secret for a very long time, but now they're coming abroad, And I want to use my platform to expose as much wickedness as possible as well, Let me grab that too. Rather reprove. All right, and all these people that has partaken in this wickedness, and it still goes on to this day. In that world, man. You got, people that's getting, taken advantage of and stuff. All the people that has a part in that, even though you may not even be arrested on this side or whatnot. Hey man, the Lord's gonna deal with you. It says Ephesians chapter 5 verse 10, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So, this is why, some of us, like me particularly, I was mentioned how I used to make music, and I recently brought out how I was in contact with an acting agency, and they were sending me all these roles, to do, which I've done a few independent, stuff. But all the major roles and gigs, it was always some homo stuff that they wanted you to do, and I always rejected that. It was you couldn't pay me no money to do no shit that's gonna go against my integrity, But most people are not like that. Most people will take it, do it, and you see them on your TVs today. All right, it says Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them, for it is a shame to even speak of those things which are done of them in secret. And you saw in the beginning of that movie, the beginning of that video, that documentary, you had that Edomite talking to Willis or that kid. I forgot the kid name, but he was talking to him and he was pretty much saying this is gonna be our little secret. So a lot of things that's done in secret behind the scenes, and you can and now with this understanding, you can go back and watch these shows and see all the hints and the signs, man. It's a very sick world that we are living in. All right.
Who sexually abused his minor client.
You heard that. I don't want to show too much.
From all the others. I did everything I could to prove myself. I was about it. You can imagine what happened next. I didn't know I was allowed to say no. I didn't know that alcohol was affecting my decision-making ability. He went on to explain being a part of the barrage of young men who Brian kept around himself at all times. Older.
What's crazy is too is that now that I as I think about it, I remember you see this different stuff in movies and games, and I think I remember it was a scene on GTA. As a matter of fact, GTA 5, when you play the game, it was a scene where they was chasing this movie producer or whatever, and they was making terms about how, they was making statements about how he was a damn predator. They would have you go to particular scenes and you will see these parties with all these underage boys there. That shit is real life, bro. That shit is real, and it's crazy because they predominantly went for Edomites, young Edomite boys, which showed you that this man's just sick. All right.
Would lead groups of twinks like me into Brian's house. It was expected that these men had already vetted these boys to make sure they were legal. He would come hang out for a bit, make sure everyone had drinks, and then he'd pick the 1, 2, or more he liked, and we'd see them an hour or 3 later. I was often one of them. I wanted to think I was special, different from all the others. I did everything I could to prove myself. I worked hard and secured contract work at various firms and studios. Brian told me I was talented. He was mentoring me. I had been hooked by the promise of working in film. I moved across the country on my own dime at his encouragement. He said it's what I was supposed to be doing. As long as he wasn't hurting anyone, I thought it was okay. I had been a willing participant, right? I didn't want to be another one of Brian's boys that got used and discarded. I wanted to tell stories. It's what I meant to do. It's what he told me I meant to do. I watched as he could make or break a career on a whim. He could turn his friends into millionaires because he felt like it. It's what he kept promising to do for me. In the fall of 2012, a group of us were sitting in the back patio of Brian's house. It was well after midnight, and Brian had already passed out in his room. On the opposite side of the property, the party was still raging. The thumping bass was relentless. I could never have predicted what would come next. It all happened so fast. I heard loud yelling coming toward me. When I turned, I saw Brian charging towards us angrily. He violently attacked one of the guests near me. I grabbed Brian and took him back into the house. His eyes were wild and full of rage. I have never seen him like this before. We went to his room when he slammed the door. I found a shattered lamp on the floor and began picking up the pieces. "I'll fucking kill you if you leave me." Those were his exact words. I had never witnessed or experienced physical violence before meeting Brian. I realized I was trapped alone in a room with a violently drunk man. The terror quickly sank in. What had happened? I did my best to calm him down. I chose my words as carefully as I could. Would something I say set him off? I didn't want to find out. The entire article will be linked below in the description.
So there you go, man. I advise you to watch it. You watch these movies: X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men 1 and 2, Superman Returns, and these names come across the screen of the directors and the producers and stuff, and you have no idea who these people are, but they're really sick. They people that be on those sets, that those children and even some of the adults, they get destroyed. Well, the reason why I brought this out too is I want to read some of these comments. Before I grab that, let's go back here. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 8. It says, "They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth." And he's talking about Esau, Okay, these Edomites, man, your so-called white race, who predominantly is the ones who running the scene, you know, in that world, you know. And if you want to get in that world, you're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna have it out for you. All right. It says vile. That's not really good definition. Be viler. Very, very, very sick individuals, man. All right, very sick individuals. Which I want to go into this definition of vile. All right, they're viler than the earth. All right. Let me see. Let's go here. Dictionary right here. So like, yeah, the screen is all out of whack. It says wretchedly bad, highly offensive, unpleasant, or objectable, impulsive, or disgusting. It's Esau, as in the senses of feelings, morally debased, depraved, or despicable, foul, filthy, poor, wretched, of mean or low condition, lowly, degraded, of little value or account, paltry. So yeah, okay, you can go down the line, but that's Esau. All right, let me read some of these comments real quick. It says, I had a friend who worked in the industry. He brought me to a party where where my all-time favorite person was going to be. I was really excited and literally shaking when we got there. Once in the fryer, some big dude with no neck hands me an NDA to sign. I turned to my friend and asked what's with this. He took me back outside and explained that I was going to see really famous people doing really bad stuff, and this ensured I wouldn't tell. Long story short, I left and haven't spoken to him since. Point being, it is almost impossible for big victims to be taken seriously in that world, and this is the reality, man. People that's in that world, they know, how sick. But the point I want to make too is that these people that they're talking about, people that's prominent in the society, prominent that's in this world, the rich and the famous, and they do very sick things to get to that to that level in this society. And this is why we need to be delivered. We need the Lord to come, because this world is a lot sicker than you could ever imagine. Okay, it says, to this day, my daughter resents me for not allowing her to get into Hollywood because she was asked to audition. It was a horrible industry for children for decades, and she was 8. I have no regrets. Right? And you have many stories like this where people, children have resented their parents, but really those doing the best thing for them. It says, I remember when Brandon Fraser came forward, and it was pretty much blacklisted for it. I believed him right away out the start. I've worked in the field. It doesn't just happen to stars, staff such as costumes, hair, lighting, all the way down. The latter have been victims to this in one form or another. Right. It says, for anyone wondering, he's worth $100 million and has faced no real consequences for any of this. Talking about this guy Bryan Singer. Okay, which you're gonna learn a lot about him as you watch these if you watch these documentaries. All right. But yeah, so Esau's been exposed, man. His secret things are being searched out, and everybody's finding out that he's a real sicko. A real sicko, an abominable beast. With no regards for righteousness or the ways of the Most High. It says, let me read, if I can find one more, and I'll close out. It says, I was 10 when I was approached by a modeling agency in Southern California. My mom took me to my appointment, but she refused when she heard that I would be in LA every weekend for parties, work. I hated her for years because over ruining my chance. She saved me because it was a Marty Wise modeling school, and they mentioned about that guy Marty Wise. This guy got caught, with his madness. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. I ain't gonna, go watch the documentary, and I pray it open your eyes to how wicked this world really is, man. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Bible Ball, and double honor to the others and apostles of GREATTMILLSTONE, and on to the next one. Shalom.